You know, niggas is asleep. That's when I start making hits.
Yo, don't you've been giving me pause with fat mustache lately. You're making me look like a walrus. You trying to like? Is this like a joke? Like you want me to look like Tom Selleck? Like Burt Reynolds?
So you want?
Is it because I had you? Is it because I had you in the baby chair the other day? Like I don't get it.
No, it's not because of that.
But is it like jokes? Like, I'm looking at my shit. I'm like,
back
why
in
am
the
I?
day, you always told me like, leave it a steeple, but leave it.
That was back in the day. I had a shag back then. I had hair. It's not like that anymore. Things are different.
So you want?
I want it to be
like stripper thin, or you want it like
stripper thin? What do you mean stripper
like,
thin?
How you want you want it thin?
I want like a mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Yours ain't all tall, thick like that.
No, but your mustache.
Yo, what's going on? Why you intimidating me? Like you bullying me to get a haircut?
Listen.
Yo, this dude is crazy. Anyway, just don't give me the fat mustache, boy. It's like stop fucking with me, man.
What is all this in here, man? What's going on here, man?
So
what's happening?
So what's going on is I call this new HQ, where all my different. Hey, I'm shooting. That's you, Raquel, for real? So that's crazy. So Raquel just flew in with Desco. I had to leave them there in Florida,
right,
because I had to really focus. And I've been sitting on a lake for the last 5 years just so I can raise my son. I've never had the opportunity to raise any of my children in that way. So I was like, fuck everything. And I could try to run my business from Florida, but basically I did nothing. But I did everything. I was able to spend the time. It's priceless. I've never been able to do that. So, you know, and coming back to work, it's like I basically retired. And when I came out of retirement, I'm like, yo, everybody's cracked. Like, I'm serious. Like, I cannot believe how broke everybody is. Like, I thought when I came back, people would be more evolved, they'd be stronger, they would take the lessons that I taught them and apply it, but I didn't see any of that. So now I gotta come out of retirement and I really gotta work, so I'm setting up shop. I was initially gonna take that JC Penney's, remember I told you, in Florida, and just have, it won't work out. I gotta come back outside. And I really love the life that I have.
Right.
But at any rate, these are where all my verticals are. So number one, it's called, you know, new HQ, new headquarters.
Okay.
So one vertical, you see the cars around here, is New Farms Transports. So when people come in that work, they have cars they could drive. Pick you up from the airport in the Sprinter. You want a Lamborghini, you want a Hummer, blah, blah, blah. We'll have it right here for you when you get it. And then there's new studios. So that's the cameras and the people that are actually filming. And then there's the new network, and that's the platform that we've built where we have our own ad tech. We get the full CPM, and what's most important is we get the data. And people don't understand anything about data yet, and it's everything. And of course they don't want you to know about data, because then you won't know how important it is. It's priceless. So when people buy ads now, it doesn't make sense. That's my rookie ass boy. But where is it is the question. It doesn't make sense to put an ad in front of people, like an ad for a barber, for a woman that, you know, doesn't have a man or a child that needs a haircut. So what they do is buy people that have behavior patterns.
Okay.
Someone that they'll be like, yo, I have a barber product. So you want the behavior patterns of a barber. So because of the data that's aggregated, they actually sell the people to the ad people so that the messaging goes in front of people that actually are barbers. And that's data. That's what's for sale.
Yeah, right.
So why do you think Donald Trump has a social media network? You really think Jeff Bezos really built Amazon? You think the government would let anyone have that amount of data? That it just would never happen. You think Facebook, you think the government would let other people have more data than the government? It would never happen. You know, it just wouldn't. It's not logical, especially when other countries are very transparent about their control over data.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense that everyone's taking our data, using it, and not telling us that we're not getting any money from it, and exactly how important. It's like having the almanac in the Back to the Future and knowing everything everyone's gonna do, what they're gonna spend, when they're gonna spend, how they're gonna vote. Like, why do you think Elon Musk bought Twitter? But who from our culture gets data? Byron Allen? He's not giving any data up, allegedly. So we have to have our own data. So so that's New Network. It's data network for us, you know? And what I'm doing is, and then there's New Rock Records. And, you know, I have Cheap Teeth out, which is actually doing well. It's going to chart. I started out trolling. And my thing when I make something like that.
The song turns into a hit.
Yeah, but I don't think people understand what trolling is. It's making people mad, making people think you're serious when you're not. It's the funniest shit in the world to watch people take this serious and actually like the record. For me saying Cheap Teeth for 16 bars, and it's better than any record that Fredo ever made. Or Stugatz. And when I say Fredo, I mean Cameron. Stugatz is Jay-Z. I'm saying it. I'm saying your name. So, you know, it's just a joke, but I really do make better records. At 55, I'm not an artist, and all I got to do is say Cheap Teeth 15 times, and it's better than anything they've ever done. Cam has made like 3 diss records about me, Fredo, and no one's paid them any attention. But when I say something, I'm bugging. And you know what's funny? You know me. I'm a funny guy. So why am I crazy? All of a sudden, certain people have the same narrative. I've heard Fredo say it. I've heard Wayne O say it. I've heard Memphis Bleak say it. When the same messaging is said by the same people, then that's a narrative that one person told all of them to say. Seeing Bleak go on a tour of interviews, he was told to do that. It's obvious to me. Like, yo, go speak on my behalf because I'm too big to speak. My afro is off my face. It's not fake. I can't smell it anymore. So now I need you to go and speak for me because I'd have to answer questions. If you're going on a big press tour and everyone's talking about you but you, that's not strategic. It's not strategic to tell everyone to talk about you so you don't have to talk at all. Does that seem strategic or no?
Seems strategic.
It's obvious, but you know, stupid people look the other way. You know, they go in the way in the wind of the devil, which is hot. See, it's cooler in heaven. That's why I stay here. I don't want to be hot in hell. Why would I do that? It makes no sense. But I do deal with logic because I will not let the devil trick me into hell, especially when I'm already in heaven. I got everything I want. But it is logical that the reason why he's doing no interviews is because he would have to ask questions. And I can say what the fuck I want to say. And what people don't understand is Jay's been saying shit about me in records for years. And when I finally got in front of him and was like, what's that all about? He was like, we play like that. So when I'm talking, I'm not a rapper. So yeah, we play like that. And you don't tell me when to stop playing. And I'm laughing at y'all. It's not serious. Y'all so worried about my words and not my actions. Don't worry about my actions. Like when I run up in the jail or when I teach somebody in the school or when I teach y'all about data. That's actions. And then actually do it. When I'm walking it like I'm talking. When I'm real independent. So when it comes to new studios, I got a hit TV show out right now to the extent after 6 weeks, we went from 11 to 10, 10:30 and 11. But I don't hear nobody talking about it. Where are you at, Charlemagne? Why you not saying nothing? Now you want to ignore me, right? Because your boss told you not to. Said don't say nothing because he's exposing you. And as you see, you don't see Fredo in the algorithm anymore. He's out of here. You should have left me alone. I know Mace was like, Fredo, shut the fuck up. You're ruining everything. And the only time you can go viral is when you say some dumb shit about me. That's ridiculous now. I fucked with your credibility. And it's allegedly true, everything I've said. Like Cam used to be the coolest cat in the world, and now it's shaky. I did that. I did that to you. Now you're corny. You went from cool to corny. Now everybody knows that you stole Jim's swag with the pink, and I'm not holding you down no more. That's it. You started. Y'all keep acting like I started. Y'all started. So my point is, let's digress. I got distracted.
So speaking of like playing and whatever, I saw something that 50 Cent said on Instagram where he was talking about.
Yo, so it's your boy 50. Now I'm sending this message to Naptown, right? Don't listen to no old school New York City niggas coming down there trying to get the artists to move to other places. That ain't really where it's at, man. You gonna be fucked up. They already fucked up. Yo, so it's your boy 50.
The problem there is I hate his clothes. I hate the way he dresses. I don't see how he could confidently speak and think people are gonna listen to him dressed like that. You know, he looks terrible. But also, it means that everyone's watching. And why would he be trying to deter people from me trying to help others be recognized and evolve their business? Why would him as a black man try to tell people don't listen to another black man that's trying to help you unless somebody from another culture sent him? I'm sure, you know, allegedly Eminem was like, yo, he's making him too smart, go over there. But it does seem that, like, why would a black man want to tear another black man down? And I'm not telling nobody to move out of Naptown. I'm telling niggas to move around. You can't take over the world from one spot. You got to go to the world. Hannibal and everybody else that was the conqueror didn't wait for people to come to them. We went to you. We went to you. And I had this other epiphany about the demasculation of our culture. Why would we want strong men to be gay? You want to know why? So they don't want to fight.
The same principle.
Why would we want to distract physical specimens from fighting to do sports?
Right.
Like, don't think about being political and using your muscle to fuck some shit up. Use that muscle so you could be calling somebody your owner.
Man not being in the household. Like
And be away from your children.
Like receiving.
So let's demasculate. So let's demasculate our culture. Instead of having them protect their women, have them buy pocketbooks and lipstick for themselves, so they won't fight. So keep them passive.
Right.
Keep them girly.
Right.
And I was thinking about it. I was like, the reason why I think Hannibal and them was kicking ass is because back in the Roman in those days, it was normalized for a man to be a little more feminine. They all had boyfriends. It was normalized in Greece for these dudes to bone each other. So that means there's a side of you that may be a little less wanting to fight. Right?
I would think so.
Pause. Like, I would have to think, like, you know, pause. Like,
I don't understand that logic.
It just would distract you a little from the battle.
Right.
If you're looking at your fellow fighter as sexy. There's relationship problems. There's distractions.
Right.
And it's just nothing I would be doing. You understand? But like when Hannibal was running around and Genghis Khan and all that, they were just boning everybody. They said like 90% of the world has Genghis Khan's paws DNA in their body. He was just smashing out everything. You know what I'm saying? So I just think they're trying to take the fight out of people that could maybe fight a little better physically.
Yeah.
It was just an epiphany I had that could be logical.
What you think about like one day doing like a pure love story of your journey with Aaliyah, like a real?
Well, everyone's always wanted that, but what's happened is when I moved into here, I was made aware that I had because I never know where the family warehouses or storages is. So I got one open, and the first thing that they brought out was an Aaliyah plaque. It's in there. I didn't even know I had it. And then, you know, Barter, he has an experiential store in here because of my fashion arm, which I didn't talk about, which is the House of New.
Okay.
And it's all the brands that, my fashion brands, and I'm just, you know, I'm in the process of acquisition for a factory, a cut and sew one and a print one so we can be completely vertical.
Okay.
Pause. But, what was I talking about?
The House of New.
Yeah, but before that.
Aaliyah.
Oh, so Barriers, Barter, just out of left field, as soon as he moves in here, his first drop is an Aaliyah drop.
Oh, nice.
You ever seen me wear an Aaliyah shirt?
It's
Never.
Wait a minute, you had one on in the video.
That's because Barter, that was a sample.
Yeah.
It's the reason why is because they never licensed her image. And I'm not wearing vintage like that.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't like wearing old clothes. Right. So, or other people's clothes, or the thought of another nigga's armpit sweat on me, it's just disgusting to me. But either way, I didn't go up like that. But either way, how is it Aaliyah? And then she's there, and then so in the acquisition of this factory, I've been having and the cut and sew, I've been having to personally protect her legacy by making sure those clothes are correct, and it's just symbolic to me. And there's this thing that I've been telling people, and sometimes when I tell people stuff, it's because I'm unconsciously recognizing something that I'm not doing. That's why it's relatable. And I'm always telling people, invest in yourself. Fuck everybody else. You're the star. And I've been doing these OG stories about everybody else. And I'm supposed to write this book. I stopped that because I didn't feel comfortable about some things. But whenever it's time for me to work on myself, I don't do it. But I'm probably the biggest star. I'm bigger than everybody that I'm trying to help. I was always trying to help. So Jay Black was supposed to come through so we could do the second. He's coming tomorrow now, and with all this happening, I'm like, it's time for me to just tell the story, my story, you know. And I got Brinken, who's he's my go-to real DP when I shoot real movies. You know, I met him on the set of what the fuck was that? What was the name of it? Music Moguls. You know, Lemmy had the production company. And I saw in Brinken's face that it was breaking his heart to have to film this bullshit. And he saw, because they were following me around to see what I was doing as an entrepreneur, and he saw that I was doing interesting things. So a couple of the people in his staff actually started to work with me, and we shot a movie. And you know, a couple of movies we shot. One of them was The List.
Oh yeah.
And this is where the dude.
Was there?
He was the deep. Matter of fact, come here for a second. Come here a second.
Yeah, that's why.
Wait, stop for a second. Stop.
Yeah, that's why.
So, now I'm just gonna say allegedly because I don't, you know, you were the DP for The List, right? Mm-hmm. Who directed that?
You.
Every shot?
Yeah.
Do you know that allegedly Josh says he directed that movie?
I won't direct that movie.
What did he do?
He was assistant director.
And what did he do?
He was in charge of staying on. The assistant director, what he would have done is keep the production on schedule.
Did he do that?
Do background actors.
Do you know in court he said that I was late to shoot, but I was at my own house. He said I was late to my own house. But he's been running around, they said, and then when we did the trial, they did it in New York. Even though we shot it in LA because I wasn't gonna fly you all the way to, you never have time to sit in a hotel to wait to be on the witness stand. But he really has gone, and so you DP'd The List, and this is alleged, dear Frank, you shot every shot. Did I direct every single scene?
I assume so, yeah.
Do you remember directing a scene that I didn't direct?
No, you were always
Or shooting a scene that I didn't direct? Do you remember Brian White directing a scene?
I remember him wanting to direct the scene.
Right, but did he ever?
No.
Do you know he claimed to be the director?
Definitely not the director.
Brian White, this is the DP, he shot everything, and Josh, allegedly. DP, you were the DP. Did Josh shoot, was he the director?
No, he wasn't the director.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
appreciate it. So I met him, so a lot of movies we made get caught up in court. You know? But you just saw that. But I look like the bad guy. And when I get baited into somebody saying or taking the credit, especially from another culture, taking the credit for my art, and then I express myself, then I catch a charge for defamation.
Wow.
That's the setup. You know?
Wow. Is that why you set up the family business?
I've always, listen, the thing about being in business and retiring at 35, you don't make the same mistakes at 55. You know how to, like, no one teaches you to make a trust irrevocable, they don't tell you how to do what they do to protect. They don't teach a new 1%er how to protect his money for generations. They want a new 1%er to be entertainment and send him right back and his family to the 99. That's not me. So I know, you know, it's always going to be a family office like they do. It's always going to be a trust. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to do all of that. I'm never going to make another dollar again. I don't want another dollar. I'm worried about my grandkids. I do not think that, I doubt it. If they're as smart as me, I don't want them to go through the pain I had to go through to get this smart. I want them to relax. I want them to not have to be so smart. I want them to just be able to give money away because the trust has so much bread that it's a great tax write-off, just like they do and so many people. Because, you know what's funny? 50 with his funny ass dressing, and and these guys have all these cases and all this shit, and they not saying shit. But I ain't going to go there because I'm a gentleman. But I was in Indy, and I remember getting into an argument with the owner's daughter of the Pacers, because she was like, the main donator to this thing called butter, and she was just talking to me a certain way, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing, creative? Oh, I'm funding this. Nah, bro. You got to get out of the way for the trust. That's a tax write-off. Let me see what you can do creative instead of showcasing us. Showcase you. So, and she was talking about 50 was doing shit allegedly with that stadium. I think it's Vodka's department is in there or something. But I'm thinking like maybe she might have hollered at him and he was like, oh, I can't, but you didn't do anything. And then he has the spot. Where's this magic studio? Like, where is it? Shavonport? Where the fuck is that? No disrespect to it, but no one's been there. No one's seen it. I haven't seen no one shooting there. Where's this? And there's some things I know I'm not going to say because I'm a gentleman. But he's not from what I see, this business still takes loans, allegedly. But I don't see, when is it going to happen? It's been a year. When am I going to hear action or something? Where's my paid in full? Where is it?
Still no paid in full.
Where is it? What was all the commotion? What was all the ass smacking about? Why was he smacking Cam on his ass and they haven't done paid in full? He smacked Cam on his ass for nothing? That's crazy, Cam. Don't let nobody smack you on your ass and ass. Oh, that's why they call it ass betting. Oh shit, Cam, you got tricked out your position by an ass smack. Fredo. It's crazy. Look, his mind is blown. He doesn't have another question.
So the family office protects legacy. That's the main reason.
Yeah. That's not the main reason. It's just the way you do things.
Okay.
It's just the way I see everyone else legally do things. That's not from my culture. That's 3 or 4 generations of billions of dollars. I just observe. But when I do it, it's suspicious, I guess, because I'm black. Oh, my bankruptcy defaulted. I didn't go bankrupt, I guess. I'm not even allowed to be broke.
You're not allowed.
I can't be broke. I don't know why.
So by that not going through, that causes.
Not a dark. Well, the reason, and people have to understand with bankruptcy, and I said it very transparently, I filed because this dude, allegedly Chris Brown, kept giving me frivolous lawsuits all over the country, the lawyer. So it freezes everything. So I said he keeps, and he still did it, allegedly, but he did it. He's still sending letters to Paramount trying to tell him that he's owed money, allegedly that he's not. And it when you send something to Paramount, it fucks shit up. Like it messes up cash flow because then you got to deal with things. So he's still doing it. So it's like, fuck that bankruptcy. I can't stop this guy. He's obsessed. But allegedly, I think Jay and them is paying him. That's what I think now. Because they're the only ones that have something to gain. How many minutes has that been about?
Minutes.
22?
24.
I'm nice. It's 22, but I keep going until he's done.
Said Jay Black will be here tomorrow.
Yeah, so Jay Black's flying in tomorrow. What I'm doing now is I'm scripting all the docuseries. So now, as I said, the first tranche is going to be the docuseries, so you understand the characters, and the next tranche is the scripting. And then I just started shooting a new show. It's from the OG Stories stable. It's called The Fog, Future OGs, about the younger cats. So that's why Ben and a lot of the younger dudes that have learned a lot early. I'm just really sick of seeing old people. Like I'm old. I don't want to see. I look in the mirror. I'm old enough. I want to see some cool new people. Like I just believe that Paid in Full showcased an era when young people were doing very, not to say well, but it was like the Renaissance age for crack. So you saw younger people with a lot of bread and a lot of swag, but there hasn't been a movie made about culture in that way, about teenagers getting money in a while. And I just want to see a paid in full, like an updated version with the new hustles, and because things are different now. Like when I was out, there was no gang culture in the East Coast at all.
Right.
So that's why I'm trying to showcase the new people and also the younger generals, so when they become OGs, they can teach younger people, because I just believe the older people are so frustrated with the younger people, they don't teach them. But it's like, yo, you're supposed to make a mistake when you're a kid. Most of these kids are from disenfranchised families without fathers, and they also probably undiagnosed, undiagnosed autistic or bipolar or depressed, or like traumatized. Why are you expecting a child? A man's brain doesn't develop till they're 25. That's science.
Absolutely.
So why are you expecting someone with no brain to do the right things, with no direction, with no family? Help them so they can help other people. When you raise a good kid, you make a better parent when they're adults. You gotta raise an OG. If you see a future OG, talk to them. And also, they talk to you, you gotta listen. So there's some things that Ben does, and I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. And then he talks to me, and I'm like, all right, do it. And it actually works. There's some shit he does, I'll be like, don't do that. But I do hear him.
Yeah.
Like an OG has to listen. An OG can't be afraid of letting a young dude take that. Nigga, one day you're gonna die. No, you gotta pass it to the young dudes. Let them get the girls if they deserve it. You old. But if the girls still like me, like, what I'm gonna do? I'm not getting at them, but if they get at me, I'm not saying, And I want to say this because I've had to like make boundaries with girls, because I'd be like, look, I'm an older dude. This is a different time, but I'm a grown ass man. I'm not your mentor. If you come around me too much, then I'm gonna start liking you. Because at some point, I don't see your age. I see the person.
Right.
I'm not looking to mess with a young girl, but if you start fucking with me, I'm a man. So I premise my shit with that. So some people be like thinking that's like, oh, that's scary. I'm like, nigga, I want to scare you. I want you to know, don't play with me.
Right.
Because I'm not going to connive and wait for you. Now that's creepy. But I think my therapist, he told me, he was like, because girls like these young girls, he was like, just make boundaries. You just have to be straight, because I wouldn't want nobody fucking with my daughter like that.
Right.
But it's crazy, because like a lot of girls that get at me are now my daughter's age. She's 26, 27. So that's my daughter's age. But 26, 27 is fair game, I think. You know what I'm saying? What you think? But I'm not creeping, but I'm not going to say no to 27. But it's kind of nasty because it's my daughter's age. So I don't know. I got to think about it. But I do think boundaries are important. What I was going to say is, why don't you ask your final question and then do this after, because this will be dead space. So what's the next? Yeah.
So how do you feel? So being that your family came back to town, how do you scale spending time with family? Do you just make it like an all-in bet where they just here with you all day, or how does that work with you?
So the way I had things architected in Florida was, during the day I was able to a lot of times take him to school, definitely pick him up from school, take him to all, because he does the country club thing. That's why I do country club. He plays tennis, he plays golf. I wanted to be there for everything, so I would work at night. But Raquel does children's programming, and she does the children's books. And we have a very, like the way we approach things is very strategic, even down to the way we had a child. Our relationship is architected. Our relationship is architected a certain way, and it's in a way where I can be with my child, I can be with Raquel when she feels like it, because she doesn't like me all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like when she feels like liking me type shit. She loves me all the time, but she doesn't like me all the time. And war doesn't, and it shouldn't. For a woman, the war has actually really hurt her. It's given her really, all the lawsuits and everything gave her serious PTSD, and that's why those guys got to pay, legally, allegedly, because they fucked with my family.
She's rooting for you. She's your biggest fan. She wants.
I don't know about the big. She wants me to win, but I don't know that she believes in everything I'm doing at the time.
You're her biggest fan.
But either way, you know, it is what it is.
Winning is dust over.
Put it like this: war's not for the women. I don't think. So I had to do this on my own, and it hurt me every day not being with him because I'm used to being with him. I've never had a child. I got 5 kids, they're all adults. But I never got to raise one, and it just felt like a knife. And I had a commitment to be alone. So I was driving, you know, I wanted to get a new crew. I just wanted to start from scratch with no distractions. I wanted a new infrastructure because now shit is serious. I'm no longer retired. And I wanted them to, if they're gonna walk, cause it just causes us to argue. When bills are late and shit's in her name, it's not a good look for our relationship. Because now she's worried. Or when she catches, like she had to go to trial for sexual fucking assault with that girl. She wasn't even in the, like, it was ridiculous with, and again, it got tossed out and it was crazy, but it still took a toll on her. But she's not built for that. Now, I've been accused of shit a lot because that's what comes with the game. I don't give a fuck as long as I didn't do none of that shit. But it feels like when she gets accused of something, she feels like someone might think she did it. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. They should know what target. But I don't like to see her on the stand. She had to go to therapy over that shit. Now she's scared of everything. If someone knocks at the door, she thinks it's somebody serving her. We all do. That's not fair for her. You ready? So I'm gonna just wrap it like this. I'm gonna go and after this, you know, I'm gonna shoot. And tomorrow, hopefully, you know, Jay Black, if he doesn't, it just means it's time for me to do the rest of my doc. And then, you know, now that Rocky's back, or here, and my son is here, I want to see what it feels like to work while I'm not in pain. Because I just think war comes with pain, so you just got to learn to work with it. But I wonder what it's going to feel like working without it, and I look forward to it. But again, half of the fight is getting everything you want. The other half is keeping it. So I got everything. I'm still cracked.
Which takes patience.
Well, you've seen this whole thing is taking a while. I'm still broke. I'm not going to ever have any bread. But the next half of this battle is maintaining this, scaling this, and then, you know, profiting. Whether it's exit or having enough cash flow to stay.
1 minute media.
It's EBITDA. So, you know, that's what it is. So again, do not give me the thick walrus mustache.